name is Indy, and today I'm here to do another Top 5 Wednesday, and today's topic is books you want to reread. So I have 5 books here ready to show you. Some of these are because I want to reread them, because I don't remember what happened. I want validation that I keep saying this book is amazing, and I want to remember exactly why it is amazing every time I say it. So it's like a mixture of thoughts of why I've chosen these books. But without further ado, let's get into the first book. The first book I have here is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, and I read this one back in like April of 2015, so it hasn't been a super long time. It's only been about a year and a half, but I think this one pretty much goes down as one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books. I really enjoyed Confess that I read recently, and I liked her slam duology as well, but this one was the first one that I read, so it holds like a special place in my heart for Colleen's books. I thought this one was amazing. It probably had quite like a douchey male in it, but like this was my first experience with her books and like her sort of special format that she has, but I absolutely loved it. It was like some new adult shit that I was like not prepared for. The way that they love each other, these two characters, was just so beautiful. I found, even though it was such a minor part in the book, I found it very interesting that Miles was a pilot. I don't know, that was just like a nice little feature in there for me, but I absolutely love this book, and I really want to reread it so bad, but like, when do I have time for that? I don't know, maybe this month, probably not. The second book I have here is, I feel like it's unsurprising, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Miss Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in her A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So far we've got 2 books, and the third one is coming out in May next year. The third one, I believe I read the other day, was A Court of Wings and Ruin. So it's like Echo War, and I was just like, that is the best title ever, best like acronym for it, because it is the last book of the series. But I want to go back to The Humble Beginnings because the second book absolutely slayed my life, and I kind of just want to go back and see the plans that Reese laid from the first book into the second book. I just want to see how Tamlin was, because I don't really remember, because I absolutely hated him in the second book. I was never a Tamlin shipper anyway, but I just want to see what it was like again, because I don't really remember. I don't, and I just want to go back to its humble beginnings. The third book is by Miss Sarah J. Maas again, and that is Crown of Midnight, the second book in the Throne of Glass series by her. I really have always said that I didn't enjoy this book much at all. I think it's probably the one that I dislike most out of all of the books that we have so far, which is 6, but officially 5 in the series, and a novella. I just don't know, like I kind of want to reread the first one again, but like I kind of know what happens there, so I don't need that. But this one I don't really super remember what happened. Like I have a vague understanding, but I want to get a little bit more into that history that we are seeing throughout the books unfold a bit more. I want to see what it was like in the beginning, and just like get a little bit more background on that, and just see what it was like after the first book, because I remember how that went, but I don't remember in between really so much what was happening. And I want to re-evaluate my views on saying that this is my least favorite book in the series, and either remember why or change my opinions on that. So I definitely want to reread this at some point. I feel like I'm going to have to reread the first one in order to read the second one, and I'm just like, that time commitment though. Book 4 is kind of a stupid choice if I ask myself. I don't know why I chose it, but I did. And that is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. Now this is the collection of 10 novellas from when Simon goes to the Shadowhunter Academy after the end of the TMI series. Now I read all of these back in January, and I really enjoyed most of them. I definitely want to at least reread the ones that are based within the Last Hour series with like James Herondale, Lucy, and a few other characters. So I definitely want to read that, but like I don't have time to reread the whole of this, but there are some like choice stories in here that I definitely want to reread. But I just want to basically just want to be back in Cassie's world, but with a book that I haven't read like a million times, because I've read all those other ones so many times. So I might have to consider rereading a few of these before Last Hours. And the last book is a bit of a random choice, but I was trying to think of ones that I really enjoyed that I would reread again, because why not? And that is Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley, and this is a graphic novel. I read this one late-ish, like mid to late last year, and this was such a great graphic novel. It was my first official sort of graphic novel that I ever read, but it was so good. It was such a good story. The imagery was really quite beautiful and simple, and I just loved the story overall. The story just like spoke to me because it was about a restaurant owner, and like I've always been in hospitality my whole life, so I sort of like understand understand that, and like anything with like talking a little bit about cooking and baking and stuff is like my shit. So that is it today for my top 5 Wednesday, top 5 rereads. I don't know if I'm gonna reread any of these anytime soon, but I'd like to think that I will. So that is why they are here today as the selection. If you want to go enjoy the Goodreads group for top 5 Wednesday, just search top 5 Wednesday and you can go and find out the topic. The weekly topics are posted there, so I will link that group down below if you want to go and check out what next week's theme is, which I believe is favorite villains. I'm very much looking forward to talking about some of my favorite villains, so I will see you then, if not before. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Maybe I should look these things up. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Fuck. A Court of Ruin and Wings, I think it is, so it's like Akko Ra. I love it. No, Akko War? Oh, shit.